Hello everybody and welcome or welcome back. My name is Sandra and I am the Arthritic Artisan. If you're a subscriber, I want to thank you so much for being with me, and if you're not a subscriber yet, welcome. I hope that you like this video and I hope that you give me a thumbs up and maybe you'll subscribe and get notified about all future videos and projects. I am really excited to share with you today what it is that I came up with. I hope you enjoy it, and I'm going to show you how to make the base part or the main part for this project, and then you get to go and put your own twist on it. Now stick around at the end of the video because I am going to ask your opinion on a couple of things, and if there's a certain craft that you're interested in, let me know in the comments below and we'll see what we can do to get that video made for you and out there. If you're ready, I'm ready, so let's get started. I have no idea what we're going to call this, but we're going to start with a 3D wreath form from the Dollar Tree. They come in two sizes, large and small, and one of these ceramic candlesticks also from the Dollar Tree. You're going to remove the label from the bottom because we're going to be using the bottom as the top. First, we're going to start by removing this packet from the wreath, and we're not going to use that small piece of cheap hardware that came with it. You're going to separate out all these rings. If you'll notice, there's a small guide bar, and then each ring has holes that guide bar slips into. You're going to take all of them and cut the wire right next to those little guide rings. Once you get to the last one, you're going to cut right next to one of the bars and save this piece and put it to the side because I am going to be showing you how to fix one of these rings in case you break it in a little bit here in the video. Once you have them all separated, get your pliers out, and I use these because the tip is the perfect size. You're just going to grab the end and bend it backwards towards the outside of the wreath. Next, we're going to take this and stretch it out just a little bit, but first I want to make you aware that there is a weld line in each one of these rings, and you need to be very careful not to snap it. Trust me, I've done this several times. So grab that weld line and we're just going to stretch each ring out a little bit like this. We don't need to make it perfectly straight. We just need to make it so that there's a little bit of tension at the bottom for our next step. Now here I am breaking the wire so I can show you how to fix it, and I'm going to use this bright green tape. Now when you do it, you can use masking tape and then paint it black, whatever works, just so that it doesn't show up. So cut a piece of tape off and lay it down, and then you're going to take the ends of both those broken pieces of ring and just match them up together on the tape. Then that extra piece that you cut off originally that I said to not throw that away yet, you would take that piece, put a little bit of a curve in it just to match the ring, lay it down next to the wire right in the middle where that split is, and this is going to create strength for this. I'm going to take some industrial strength super glue. You could use hot glue if that's what you have. I'm going to let it sit there just for a second, and then we're going to wrap the tape all the way around, and it will be as good as new. It's not going to fall apart, it won't break, it'll be just fine. For the next step, you're going to get that candle holder out, and where you made that bend in the wire, you're going to slide it onto that lip through the hole in the bottom of the candlestick so that it sits like I'm showing you here in the video. You're going to do the same thing with all 4 rings. Save the ring that has that guide bar on it for last because you're going to be slipping that through those guide rings on the other 3 rings that go to this wreath. Once you have the guide bar inserted into the guide rings, we're just going to add a little bit of hot glue to each of the layers and pinch those bars together. This is just going to give it a temporary hold. Once that hot glue has set up, take that guide bar and a pair of pliers and just bend it up, and this is going to make sure that those rings don't slip and they don't go anywhere. Once you have that guide bar bent up and in position, take some hot glue and just put it right underneath each of those 8 contact points from the rings to the candlestick holder. Once you're done with that, we're going to get a 12-inch dowel rod, also from the Dollar Tree, and cut it roughly in half, giving us 2 pieces. We're going to use these as legs for a piece of floral foam. We're going to take them, add some hot glue to the bottom of each one, put them back down in that hole, and once you have both of those dowel rods set down in there, we're going to add some hot glue to the edge of the dowel, right where it meets the candlestick holder. For the next step, we're going to take one of the solid blocks of floral foam, which is also from the Dollar Tree, and we're going to cut it in half. These are about 8 inches long, and we're going to use a 4-inch piece. You're going to take it and simply slide it down over those 2 pieces of dowel, and this is why we put those dowel rods in there. Your foam is not going to go anywhere. So this is how we make the base for this project, and the rest is now all up to you. Get out your flowers and let's get to decorating. I'm going to show you how I decorated mine in like super speedy time, because this is going to be your project and it's going to have to go with your decor. The flowers that I chose to use for this were actually inspired by a subscriber who absolutely loves sunflowers, is addicted to sunflowers, and made mention of that to me in the past. So Leslie, if you're watching, this one is for you. Next is to cover up that where all the wires meet at the top. I have this drawer knob that I found on clearance at Hobby Lobby or Joann. I'm not even sure, I've had it for so long. And I cut most of the screw off, adding some E6000 and setting it right on top. I'm adding some hot glue to a contact point here and there, just so that I can make sure that until that E6000 cures, it doesn't go anywhere. Now here is the part where I would really like your input. I'm thinking about making a small floral spray to go across the top of this, I don't know what to call it, cage. Maybe taking some yellow amaranthus or some other vining plant and twirling it around some of those rings. Let me know in the comments section below, what do you think? Now you could, instead of a knob, decorate the top with a butterfly or a bird. Really, this project's all up to you, and now that you know how to make that base, I would love to see how you decorate it. You can go share a picture of your creation with us on Facebook. And until next time, have a magical day.